Sorry, guys. Sicario 2 is just gonna have to wait.
Yeah, the theater was pretty much filled up except for the front rows, and who wants to do that?
I've done it too many times in this fucking theater at this point. Like, you know what else is playing? You know, there's gotta be something out right now that we can go see. There's this Marvel thing. You've heard of those people, right? Ant-Man and the Wasp. All right, well, they got 2 seats, 3 of those up. We can go see that. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Can't be much else people there, right? Anyway, so yeah, we saw Ant-Man and the Wasp instead. This is also kind of my apology for you skipping on the Infinity War review. Not that this is like, I can't remember. Last time I saw a Marvel movie, I reviewed a Marvel movie on opening day, I think it was Spider-Man Homecoming, so this is kind of nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp. What did you think?
I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was a definite improvement over the first one.
In a lot of ways, yes. There's some parts I think the first one was still a lot better at.
I will say this, they focused more on having like the small, like kind of like small. This is one thing I will agree with. There are 2 things that were better in the first one. One, the focus on making the regular world seem a lot grander.
Yeah.
Because they did a lot more of the micro stuff.
Yeah, in this one or the first one?
In the first one.
Yeah, I would agree.
Second, that freaking final fight scene.
Oh, yeah.
Like, thankfully, like, they were still fairly inventive with what they did in this, especially with Ghost involved.
Oh, yeah, like, and we'll get to that.
But you can't beat Thomas the Tank Engine and the, you know, just the way they make those things seem grand, that it's like anticlimactically.
Oh, yeah, like the suitcase fight in the first one was really good. Stuff like that, where they took
I remember that one.
That was more like when they're falling out of a helicopter, but they're trapped in a suitcase and they're flying around. You see, like, cores and shit as they're trying to blast each other.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
So like, and stuff like that's really inventive. They also use the ants more in the first one than they do in this one. Which is not necessarily a bad thing, but that was one of those inventive qualities I kind of missed from the first one. Because I talked about the different kinds of ants and how they could use them in different ways. I thought that was very creative. Not nearly as much in here. Again, not necessarily a bad thing, but I did kind of miss it.
That being said, they had some great moments, especially when they're at the Fisherman's Wharf.
Oh, the third act of this is fantastic. Like, beyond, like...
the seagulls.
That's not just on this one. I really like this one too. I thought it was really good. I mean, I like to say it's the 3rd best Marvel movie this year means it's been a pretty damn good year for Marvel.
What else was there again aside from Infinity War?
Widow? Not Black Widow. Black Panther.
Yeah.
Because be like for me, it'd be Black Panther, Infinity War, and then Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, I'd probably go with that.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Infinity War a lot more than Black Panther, but as a whole, Black Panther was way better constructed.
Yeah, I think, but I thought Black Panther it was probably the most ambitious of the Marvel movies so far.
Yeah,
at least as far as like what it's actually is like we're at the point where it's like, okay, we actually start saying something with these movies now.
Yeah, like they haven't done that since the first Iron Man.
Yeah, that's true. Not really even. Yeah, you're right. No, that's a good point. Even in the first one, they really tried that hard.
That's because it was one of the things where they were trying not to be too overt with it, but it was just enough where it's like they were talking about, you know, the whole idea of like the military-industrial complex, the war in Iraq, and Iraq. Well,
I would also argue Captain America 2. I would also argue Captain America 2. Where they the whole freedom versus security argument.
Yeah, although that felt more kind of like just a more basic thing versus having kind of like using Iron Man where he used to build his character.
But I'm saying as far as like trying to say something goes. Granted, let's be fair, Ant-Man and the Wasp ain't trying to say shit.
Yeah, that's just, it's pure popcorn fun.
We're talking about Black Panther. Like, this is a palate cleanser after Infinity War, just to press everyone. We'll get to the after credit stuff. I'm not giving too much away. You knew they were going to do something with this.
Yeah.
And they take their time. So this one is definitely much more of just a straightforward popcorn flip. Now, the 3 things I liked about this compared to the first one. For one, we get to see Scott Lang as a dad.
Which was something that was one of my main complaints of the first movie.
Yeah, and I agree on that one. Like, watching, especially Paul Rudd do it, too. And Paul Rudd's so fucking good at that kind of stuff. Just like, watching him be a dad with Casey, like, probably some of the best scenes in the movie.
Yeah.
Because it starts like the makeshift Indiana Jones, you know, like his tunnel's made out of cardboard and like a giant cardboard ant and shit, and like that stuff was like really fun and really creative. You were gonna say something, I cut you off.
No, I agree. It's like, you know, it's the chemistry between the two is incredibly natural.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can tell, like, they're legit having fun.
Yeah. You could have, like, this is shit I can see doing with my kid one day, that kind of thing. Granted, I don't know if I have time to construct an entire cardboard thing he does because he's on house arrest in this movie. Yeah. Not a spoiler, it's in the trailer.
Yeah. And it shows him having some, basically trying to do the best he can with a bad situation.
Learning lots of magic, which apparently baffles everyone.
And the drums!
The
magic stuff, though, was pretty damn funny, just like how they're going about it.
I did think this movie made better use of the supporting cast than the first one did. Mostly because, like, Michael Pena and his ilk annoyed the shit out of me in the first one.
They didn't annoy me, but I was like,
okay, maybe annoys, like, they just got on my nerves after a while. I was like, okay, every time they're on screen, I felt like the movie slowed to a crawl.
Yeah.
This is a case where I feel like they're much better used because they knew when to use them. There's a lot more confidence on when to throw them in a scene or not.
Yeah, and they do bring back the story thing that he did from the first movie,
which was great.
God,
the way they did that was a great callback and a great joke all its own. So like that worked in layers, and that's it. I dare not spoil where that comes in for you, for those who have not seen this movie yet. And again, like I get it, it shouldn't be that surprising they're making a callback. It was the most popular joke from the first one.
Who else? The Russian guy. Oh,
he gets a lot of good laughs. He
God.
got a lot more laughs out of me than they did in the first one.
Yeah.
The Baba Yaga. Yeah.
Oh God, that was.
Again, no context given.
Which made us want a John Wick crossover.
Oh,
so
fuck
hard.
yeah. Fuck yeah. Can you imagine Ant-Man versus John Wick? That'd be amazing.
Ant-Man 3, Ant-Man and the Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga. Goes on a giant man, actually steps on a dog. Oh shit, man, was that yours?
Yeah. I can't drink.
Fuck.
Shrink is death.
Like at this point, like I'll give a brief overview, like things you already know from the trailers, like kind of what the movie's about. Mm-hmm. Well, this one has Michelle Pfeiffer as Janet Van Dyne. Yeah. The original Wasp for the comic aficionados in the audience. This is where I have to get nerdy.
You mean the non-aficionados?
Whatever.
Or aficionados?
Whatever.
I don't know. I'm just throwing BS portmanteaus out there.
Why don't you call your friend Antonio Banderas?
Poor Antonio.
The next Anthony. You missed the joke where they made one where it's like he was going through ant names, and the one he came up with, oh fuck, it was something with like the last. Anyway, it was another actor playing. You missed it. I was like, oh damn, Graham would have appreciated that.
Yeah.
But anyway, now they're theorizing that she's still alive in the quantum realm. So they're Hank Pym and Hope Van Dyne, who is Wasp in this one. She's great. Yeah, it's great to see Wasp finally. See her in action. They have a lot of fun.
I didn't realize, like, until I saw a fan theory that was confirmed, was that they actually is a brief reveal of the Wasp in the first movie, and
that doesn't surprise me.
And they kind of went back then when they show Scott in the beginning of the quantum realm again.
Yeah, there's a kind of a big old last time on Ant-Man kind of scenario that happens in the movie. Which, like, all right, granted, it's been a long time since the first Ant-Man came out. It's kind of needed.
It was. Yeah.
Sorry, we're both tired. But while that's happening, there's a new villain named Ghost who can like go through walls and shit, and she also wants to get to the quantum realm for her own reasons. And meanwhile, there's a lot going on in this movie. Meanwhile, there's this sleazy guy named Buck,
played by Walton Goggins, and Walton Goggins plus sleaze.
Walton Goggins plays the best fucking sleaze bag. He tends to get a little typecast, but he is such a great sleazebag. He's just a great actor in general. Yeah. I love seeing Walton Goggins and shit. Even Tomb Raider, he was sleepwalking through that, but he still played it like I just want to get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
What else? Speaking of Janet Van Dyne, though, that one Paul Rudd moment.
Which one?
When Janet finds a way to contact them.
Oh. again, I dare not. Until we get to spoilers, I dare not say a thing on that.
Because, like, in the beginning, they mentioned how, like, she kind of left a dream or a message or something like that. So they use that as a means of finding her. Because Scott kind of notices something that, like, only like, the Dines would know.
Yeah.
And that kind of starts the whole thing.
Or the
trying
Pims,
to go find.
technically.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, the Pims.
Yeah.
That only they would know.
Mm-hmm.
So there go on that with the goose chase of, like, being chased by the ghost, being chased by Buck, being chased by the FBI.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in this movie.
Yeah.
I never did find myself lost, though, which was nice.
Yeah.
Like, I never had I was never trying to figure out, wait, what's going on? What's happening? I was always able to follow pretty easily. That does mean this movie does move at a pretty brisk pace from beginning to end, which works I think they pulled it off pretty well. Like, this could have easily become like a congealed mess of a film, but it could be just because the actors, or a few rewrites, but somehow the pacing stays tight but never feels rushed.
Yeah.
At least in my opinion. And I think overall I like the visuals better in the first one, but the visuals here, especially in the third act, are still a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
It was also great to see Goliath in a movie. Goliath, for those who do not know, is a lesser-known Marvel hero. He also has, like, giant man powers.
Yeah.
He's actually the one that dies in the original Civil War comic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was interesting seeing him play as more of, not necessarily a villain, but an antagonist in this.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
Okay, at that point, rip the Band-Aid off. Let's talk about spoilers. If you're not listening to anything else spoiled, go see it. It's a fun movie.
Yeah.
Goliath turns out to be a bad guy, like a pseudo-bad guy.
Yeah, he's just an antagonist. Like, he has his own agenda in the thing against Pym. We're not going to say... Should we just say what it is?
I mean, at this point, we're going to spoilers.
Okay, so yeah, now we'll get into more details then.
Yeah. Now we can kind of talk about whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah.
But he just wants to help out Ghost because Ghost apparently had exposure to quantum energy. Because her dad was Egghead, which I thought was great.
Wait, what? Who? What?
It's another insanely obscure Marvel character. Whenever Marvel movies or TV shows name drop, the first thing I do is wiki it.
Hey, what was the character's name?
Like Alistair Starr.
Oh, okay.
And I looked it up and it was like
Eli Starr.
Eli Starr, yeah. And it turns out it's some guy named Egghead because he was bald. He had a head that looked like an egg.
Okay.
Hence the name Egghead. If you can't figure it out, then guess from that. I know, blows your mind. But anyway, and through an accident that was caused by him trying to steal stuff, while also like Hank Pym stuff. Long story short, she turns into a ghost girl, and S.H.I.E.L.D. uses her as like an assassin, basically. But she's eventually going to fall apart and die. The only thing that's going to help her out is by draining Janet Van Dyne when they find her, draining her of her quantum energy or whatever.
Using that to basically stabilize the instability.
And that's supposed to that's her motivation through the entire thing.
Yeah.
Just basically desperation, survival. Which you know, as motivation, you don't need a whole lot of explanation about that, which is kind of refreshing.
Which also, once again, I like the fact that it's like they didn't make her a straight up villain.
Yeah,
like, it's
if like honestly, Buck is probably the most villainous of the bunch.
Yeah,
or at least unapologetically villainous.
Yeah,
in the bunch. Like now Ghost here is actually very like. I don't know a lot about Ghost, the character. I know a little bit because he was on the Thunderbolts for a while. For one thing, in the comics, it's a he, not a she.
That part I knew.
And also, I think he's traditionally more of an Iron Man villain than he is an Ant-Man villain. That being said, I like that they used him here because it's honestly kind of a nice change of pace. After, like, a lot of the Marvel movies tend to do, well, as Howard loves that joke, it's like Hero, but he's bad guy. They've been doing a lot lately. Like the first Ant-Man did it. Black Panther did it. Well, Infinity War obviously didn't really do it.
Yeah, Black Panther. Thankfully, they
made it work, but it was still that like it's the same power set as the hero.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what you meant, right? Yeah.
That's what I mean because a lot of Marvel movies tend to do that. Even Thor Ragnarok kinda went in the ballpark, not as much, because she had the whole blade shtick going on.
Yeah. What was the other one I was just thinking of that kind of avoided that?
Spider-Man did.
Yeah. Spider-Man and oh god, there's one more that happened recently. I just suddenly forgot. Guardians 2.
Yeah, Guardians 2 did it, but like all 3 Iron Man movies did it.
Yeah.
Incredible Hulk did it. But I guess the first Thor technically. But yeah, anyway, so it's nice to really see, and it's nice to see something that's not just different, but wildly different. Yeah. And seeing how those powers kind of bounce off each other and how they kind of work around that. It's like this movie realized like we do kind of need more of that. It just adds a refreshing change of pace.
Yeah.
Again, like how would Ant-Man beat someone who can like phase through shit rather than just here's another Ant-Man you see to punch a lot.
Yeah, it's more using the element of surprise.
Or just find like unique ways to take down the main bad guy. That's what makes like Spider-Man's rogue gallery so interesting, is that they're also wildly different. So you have to find creative ways to beat each individual one.
Yeah.
And like so that one's it's kind of refreshing to kind of bring that back, so to speak. And I kind of hope more Marvels going forward like take wildly different directions as far as what villains they pick for their movies go. And
by the way, did you hear about Morbius in the new Spider-Man?
I don't want to talk about that.
Oh, wait, no, that's a standalone thing. Never mind.
That's a standalone thing. I don't want to talk about Jared Leto right now. Because somebody's like, hey, that really pretentious guy that makes everyone miserable, give him his own movie. Maybe they don't fuck all, leave everyone else alone.
Yeah.
Not likely. He's going to drink actual blood. I'm calling it now.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, fucking Jared Leto. Anyway, I don't want to talk about Spider-Man.
To be fair,
right now.
I mean, frickin' DiCaprio had a frickin' bison liver.
That was different. DiCaprio can act. Jared Leto can also act, but DiCaprio isn't that much of a dick about it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress. So, as far as villains go, Ghost isn't the most memorable.
But they at least put a bit more effort into her compared to some of the other ones.
Yeah, which I appreciate. Like, I think I did find Yellow Jacket just more intimidating from the first one.
Yeah.
Mostly because of the acting on that one, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, because again, when that guy actually had the Yellow Jacket on, he was scary as fuck.
Also, he turned people into goop, which still just kind of disturbed me a little bit.
Understandably so.
Yeah, that made me just feel so uneasy. I'm not gonna lie.
The whole squishy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, ew, what? There's a funeral.
Yeah. Next stuff, because now that was just. Ugh.
Sorry.
That thing just. Ugh.
We all have our things. I'm not going to judge.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about that one in particular. It's just like the idea is like, is he primordial goop that still feels something? It's just, I don't want to think about it.
That sounds like a Rick and Morty episode. He's still alive down there, Morty. He's still kicking.
Oh, jeez, Rick. I don't think I want to.
Don't think about it, Morty. Just pull the trigger. Just pull the lever.
Yeah.
There you go. There.
Yeah, listen, Morty. It's just like dealing with a fish. You just gotta flush it.
Yeah. You're a goldfish, Morty. It's just like that. Just. But it's like a person. Shh. Now we're both accountable. Anyway, weird.
Morty, does that look like a person to you? Nope. It looks like shit in the floor. Yeah, shit. I stepped in shit. Oh no, I'm scraping it on the floor and the wall and oh.
Oh, jeez, Rick. Great, now there's a copyright claim. See you in court, Dan Harmon. I'm kidding, I don't have that kind of money. Can I be on Harmon Quest? No. Anyway, sorry.
You can dream, though.
I can dream. Huh? One day I want to make my own. That's all I think.
Dream. Oh, yeah, back
to the movie. So, yeah, like, honestly, I was kind of expecting Goliath to go big at one point.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping he would have gone superpowered, but then again, I guess because he's the older guy. And
yeah, I know. It's like, and I just feel like the spacesuit Hank Pym puts on towards the end is a callback to something, but I don't know what.
That being said, there was one thing I also like about this movie is the idea of like Hank's ego having caused a lot of these problems.
Yeah, and that's a pretty common trait for Hank Pym.
Yeah.
From the comics too.
I'm just glad they didn't take the domestic abusive trait.
You mean the one that happened was a hit in the original comics, and then Mark Miller took it at really perversive levels?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's.
It's like, ugh.
We don't talk. We do. That's a problem. That's the only thing people talk about when it comes to Hank Pym.
Yeah.
Hank Pym's always been kind of a dick, though. Outside of the abuse stuff, he's always been an asshole.
Yeah.
He's always been an arrogant asshole. He thinks he's smarter than Tony and all that shit, and they always go at it. And in some ways he is, because the whole Pym particle thing, but... anyway. So, let's talk about the third act.
Yeah. Oh, yay.
Because, that...
That was just nonstop fun.
Yeah, that was that's where anything kind of came together for me. In that, because at that point, shit's hit the fan. That's when the visuals go crazy. That's when they're really having a lot of fun with the whole shrinking and growing bigger stuff. They're taking a lot of advantage of it. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun between car chases, making the Hello Kitty thing, which is in every fucking trailer, which I kind of wish wasn't in hindsight, because I feel like that would have been cooler if it wasn't.
Yeah.
But then again, just watching the Wasp be the Wasp is really just fucking cool.
Yeah.
And then playing around with the giant man, Ant-Man dynamic is always a lot of fun. Oh, the school scene. The school scene was great.
I saw that bit, the ending in a trailer.
Yeah, me too.
And God, that was funny.
Where thing just malfunctioning, turns kid sized.
Hey, champ, how was school? Let's get out of here.
Do you want any juice or string cheese? Do you actually have that? That'd probably be me too, honestly, if I'm just being real with myself. But no, and again,
yeah, just give me grape juice and leave me alone.
And there's also some really interesting interludes for where the franchise may be going as far as Marvel goes, because it sounds like they're setting up the Young Avengers.
They are, actually.
Yeah, I feel like this is the first step. That's when everyone kind of started talking about it. Mm-hmm. Because Casey Lang eventually grows up to be a character named Stature, who is a member of the Young Avengers.
Wait, what, Casey Lang?
Yeah.
Oh, right. The
daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. She eventually grows up to become a superhero named Stature.
Yeah. And I also know that they're actually right now talking about getting Kamala Khan. Well,
that one's been but Kamala Khan's not part of the original roster of the Young Avengers, though.
True, but at the same time,
that would not surprise me at all if they wanted to go with that character. Be a smart play. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Yeah. But because I figured that's what they're going with.
Squirrel Girl deserves her own movie. I don't care what anybody fucking says.
Well, she's got a TV show.
I want her own movie. If Kamala Khan get her own movie, so could Squirrel Girl, goddammit. I'm just saying, that could be what Teen Titans Go might wish it wanted to be. That just shamelessly tears apart the whole fucking thing. And it would do it by being just so, it would be just shining positivity out your ass. It'd be great. You okay?
Yeah. Oh, my back sucks.
I'm sorry to hear that.
But yeah, back to the third act. So it's basically where everyone's chasing everyone.
Yeah, it's kind of a Tom and Jerry cartoon. A little bit, because Hank Pym's in the quantum realm. By the way, the visuals now were fantastic. That looked great. And I'm sure there's a million Easter eggs just in that little sequence alone that I'm sure I missed.
Yeah, probably.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I don't know a lot about the quantum realm. I know the Hulk spent some time there. Well, maybe I don't know if it's a quantum realm. He's either way, something microscopic. And that's a whole weird chapter of the Hulk's history. And I know a lot of weird shenanigans that happened there. And it might be how they used to get in, the other Marvel properties they did that they're gonna get from Fox. Because honestly, I would lose my shit if there was a Fantastic Four Easter egg in there somewhere.
That'd be awesome.
Because that's actually kind of a really great way to bring them in.
Well, it was too late for them to really include anything that would be related to that, unfortunately.
I don't know, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Who knows? Maybe they could. Maybe in the background, microscopic, it's like a little tiny spaceship. Maybe that's the Fantastic Four. We don't know. I'm just saying, it'd be a great way to introduce the characters.
Yeah.
That's what happens in Infinity War 2.
Oh.
They get Scott Lang stuck in the quantum realm, runs into the spaceship, and the four random people in a spaceship that have been unconscious since the 60s, let's say. And so they have that 60s Fantastic Four mindset. You bring it back into the present, then you have Ant-Man and the Fantastic Four. Not gonna happen, but it'd be fucking awesome.
On that topic...
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the post-credit scene real quick?
Oh, yeah. That was...
Yeah. You all knew something was gonna happen. So, my guess is they're gonna do time travel shenanigans.
Yeah.
In the next one.
Yeah, because basically, here's the breakdown. Scott Lang is basically going into the quantum realm so he can basically quantum particles to, quote-unquote, heal Ghost. While they're there, communication cuts out.
And it turns out Thanos snapped the finger, and everyone else is gone except for Scott Lang, who's stuck in the quantum realm now. But they make point to say Michelle Pfeiffer, who gets successfully rescued from the quantum realm, which I'm glad they did, because I was worried they were going to do that bullshit where they killed her off right after they rescued her.
Yeah.
It sounded like they were going to set that up for a second. I was like, oh, no, don't do it, no.
Yeah, I was thinking they were going to do that, too.
Because they have that line that just means dead. When Evangeline literally just goes like, there's so much to tell you. He's like, don't worry, there's time now. It's like, oh, fuck, Ghost is coming up right behind her now, isn't she?
Instead, which also one of the cracks I made was she ends up healing Ghost. A good chunk. I remember when I saw that, I was like, let me help you. Problem solved. We've been like,
but yeah, so now Ant-Man is stuck in the quantum realm, and we don't know what's gonna happen from there. Again, my theory is time travel.
It makes sense given a photo that we see where we see old school Captain America with Ant-Man.
Yeah, the set photos, you mean? Like, it could be that. It could also be my theory is also could be that just maybe Captain America just goes back to the old suit, but it could go either way.
Yeah. Or he just ends up in another dimension as well. Or
that. Maybe the X-Men are there. I can fucking dream. It's not gonna happen.
It will happen.
I mean, not right now. They said they have no plans to bring those in right now for fairly obvious reasons.
What else?
But I can dream, god damn it. And then there's a second post-credit scene. It's mostly there for laughs, but I did find kind of interesting the scene, a little bit of the post-Thanos snapping world, just like a little hint.
Yeah, you see one of the ants grown to huge size, like playing
a drums. But you also see like the TV signals are gone for like emergency broadcast stuff.
Yeah, it was a little disconcerting.
Yeah, so they're very tense feel, and then there's an ant playing a drum set. So
I was like, I don't know how I feel right now.
That's how I felt.
It's like if anything, that made it a little bit more unsettling for some reason.
A little bit, and it was also great because at the very end, the unit caught this I didn't, where they say Ant-Man and the Wasp will return. ? And I was walking back. You didn't hear this because I was a little bit ahead of you. There's a little girl that was walking towards me from the theater, and he goes, "That is not cool. Ant-Man will not be back." She's like, "I'm mad now," and like a little 7-year-old girl.
That is awesome.
That girl's pissed.
Other stuff we got to talk about during that third act.
Yes. Go back to the third act.
There's a part where Buck actually has the factory because they can grow it and shrink it.
Yeah, which is a great visual effect.
But here's the one thing about he's like, how did no one notice a building popping up out of fucking nowhere? San Francisco's one of those towns where, like, people who live there will know what's up.
Yeah, and I think the most unrealistic part of that movie was the fact that there was no traffic anywhere on those streets.
Even Lombard Street, which I was like, really?
I mean, on the one hand, it's kind of cool. Like, it's kind of like watching Star Trek 4. It's kind of fun to watch a movie and go like, ooh, I've been there. But anyway, you were saying.
Yeah, one of my favorite parts is when he's trying to chase Buck down. And so they're at the Fisherman's Wharf. And the house joke's like, how did he even have time to get a ticket?
Yeah, in like the 5 seconds since they got there, Buck has already bought a ticket and somehow on the boat that's taken off. And everyone's like, oh, how'd he get a fucking ticket? And not in those words.
Yeah, but he does say something along those lines.
Yeah, and then he turns, and like, there was a line in the trailer, I'm kind of sad they cut from the action movie because I thought it was a funny line. Was when Ant-Man actually gets really huge and goes up to the boat. In the trailer, he says, "Me eat people," and everyone else in the boat freaks out.
I don't even remember that.
It was like one of the edits of the like a different edited trailer, where it just goes, "Me eat people." Ah, sorry, just messing around. It's like, damn, I thought that was actually pretty funny.
But anyway, so
and it's like the priest whale.
So he calls. And the feet are even looking like... But no, when he's trying to get over there, he's calling his little ant buddies.
Oh, yeah! And they keep getting eaten by seagulls. So, like a fucking genocide.
And like this part where it's like, what? Oh, come on! Murderers!
Then he finally helps on one. He goes, I'm gonna call you Antonio Banderas.
And then literally right at that, it's Antonio! No!
As the seagull swims and eats him. And that was great. I love some of the creative visual cues they did, like the Hot Wheels set to hide your shrinkable cars. I thought was brilliant.
Yeah.
The Truth Serum stuff was really funny. And which leads to my favorite, like probably the part where we both laughed is the hardest in the movie. Not even necessarily the Michael Pena flashback sequence, is the part right afterwards. Because what happens is Buck corners Michael Pena's character in his office because he knows where Scott Lang and everyone else is hiding. And he says, like, he brings, like, an interrogator with them. And he says, like, we have this thing that makes you more suggestible. And
oh, so it's a truth serum. It's not a truth serum.
And then Russian guy's like, if it looked like duck and talked like duck.
A truth serum.
Truth serum. But at that point, like, after that point, it's like, we're talking about this ghost person. And he goes, you mean like the Baba Yaga?
Yeah.
And that's a joke, like, a joke that kind of like, no, there's no Baba Yaga, that kind of thing.
And then,
at the point, it was like, where... After it's like, where is he? Well, Moshi's in a bad place. And he goes,
I mean, literally. Oh, he's in the forest. Oh, and then the ghost comes out and is like, are you kidding me? Or, oh, come on.
Like the ghost who had no clue was there up to this point just pops up and everyone's like, ah! And the rest of the guy's like, Baba Yaga, Baba Yaga.
And then after she leaves, he's singing the song.
Baba Yaga.
Yeah, the song you hear in John Wick. He's singing that.
I don't know how that song goes.
I don't know, because I think it's an actual song then.
I could very well be. I don't know.
And so when I heard that, I was just laughing my ass off.
And that guy sells. That's what I'm talking about. Like this movie knew a lot more to do how to use its side characters than the first one did. At the same time, I don't think. First off, I thought the reunion scene, the official reunion scene from Michelle Pfeiffer and Hank Pym was really, really good. That being said, I don't think it tops the story scene from the first one.
Oh, when they show about what happened to her?
Yeah, and because eventually Liz's response in that scene felt a little more raw to me.
Yeah.
And that was, I feel like feeling I was largely Edgar Wright's writing more than anything else.
Probably.
Back at that time. I do think this movie does feel more focused than the first one was.
Well, this time they didn't have a rewrite.
Yeah, they didn't have a rewrite. They didn't have two directors with combating views to deal with.
Well, Edgar Wright didn't really do any directing. I think he left and then they just used a script.
Yeah, well, that's my point,
elements
though.
Of it.
That's my point, though. Like, you could tell there was two different people that were already working on this thing in the first one. So that's like, all right, it was kind of like picking which part were Edgar Wright's stuff and which part was, I forgot the name of the director.
Peyton Reed.
Peyton Reed, thank you. But yeah, like at that point, the finale is just a lot of fun. And that's where they take most advantage of the concept.
Yeah. And thankfully the movie's just fun throughout. But
it is. But like that finale did elevate it from, oh, this is pretty good, to that was really good. And again, it comes down to just having good actors. Yeah. Like if you're inventive with your visuals.
Which reminds me, Randall Park as FBI Agent Wu.
Oh, God. He's another character I had to look up. He's another actual character from the comics.
Yeah.
I was like, I know that name.
Was it Jimmy Woo?
Yeah, it is Jimmy Woo.
Yeah, I remembered him actually. Now that hearing that name around.
Yeah, that was that character as far as I know. But yeah, he was a lot of fun. He seemed a little dumb to be an FBI agent, though.
Well, no, he wasn't dumb. It's just he kept getting outsmarted. Like even though he had the right idea.
Mm-hmm. He did have some pretty good one. He's just very easily confused.
Yeah, understandably so, because like Scott Lang does a good job of getting back into the stuff that he needs to.
Yeah, that he does, and like it's also just very easily perplexed by magic. How'd you do that? Did what? The magic trick. Like super serious.
And then later you see him trying to learn it too.
And to be fair, Paul Rudd's apparently pretty good at magic. I can't do that shit. I wish I could. That whole like hard the card behind the hand thing, that's really hard to do.
You know who could have done that? Now You See Me.
Why do you gotta bring that up?
I'm still mad that they had to CG that shit.
That was such bullshit. I was like, that's not magic! Came for this fucking movie to see magic. Prestige had real fucking magic. I don't want to talk about Now You See Me. That makes me mad.
The movie sucked. Wasn't the worst thing I've seen, but it sucked.
Yeah.
Although, fun fact, Redhead actually did nearly die in that movie.
Yeah, Carrie Fisher.
There we go.
Yeah, I know I know that story.
Wait, not Carrie Fisher.
Something Fisher. Isla Fisher.
Thank you.
Yeah. The same one that was in Tag. Who, by the way, is amazing in Tag. Honestly, that movie's worth watching for her and Jeremy Renner. Honestly, just for those two people alone, they're easily the funniest. I think of her line, she gets really intense, and she goes suck my ginger balls or something like that. Exactly. But yeah, so I can't think of a whole lot else. Can you?
I will say another funny thing that I did kind of like was how they did the overly explaining humor, which is a really hard thing to do, but when they do it, it's funny.
like which example? Like, give me an example.
No, the part where it's like, I'll see you soon. Why? You know?
Oh yeah.
Or kind of like the whole when they're talking about the. Why did you roll the window up?
There's a person getting in the car next to us.
Okay.
I was being respectful.
Yeah. Or the part where it's like where Pena's under the truth serum, he's like overly explaining other things. The like how he mentions how like the raspberry pastries were a symbolism of his draining
finances in the company. Yeah. And even like the part of the tooth serum at the end where they inject the bad guys with it.
Yeah.
It's like and my restaurant has so many health code violations, some of them would shock you.
Yeah.
Shit like that. No, this movie's a lot of fun. And it does awkward humor really well. It feels a lot more confident than the first one did.
Yeah.
I don't want to say they're having more fun with the concept, because I feel like there are some cases where they could have done more, but what they do is still a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The first one took a lot more advantage of the ant aspect. This one takes a lot more advantage of the size-changing aspect.
Yeah. And and I will say also, like, it feels so much more, like you said, it felt more cohesive. Mm-hmm. Like, everything worked together so well.
Yeah, like I said, and I know it's a weird thing to complain about, but I do wish they did more with the ants.
Yeah. Like, it's pretty, like, all the stuff they do is pretty small scale with them.
Yeah.
Except for having the dummy laying ant. The one that's like, because basically he's under house arrest, so if anytime he leaves, he's
screwed. Oh, right, yeah, the giant ant, yeah.
Yeah, so they had an ant with his little thing. And so a little Luis first pops up, just, Scott?
Yeah. But you know what? In his world, that's a totally valid thing to ask.
Yeah.
For the shit that they have to put up on a regular basis. I'm sure that was an episode of Avengers at one point.
Yeah.
Probably was. There was a fucking episode of Spider-Man that turns into Spider-Ham for a while.
Spider Pig does whatever.
Now, granted, I would love to see a Spider-Ham movie, but I don't like the way... I can go on a huge rant about Ultimate Spider-Man, but I don't want to.
Hey, maybe they'll put him into the Spider-Verse. That would be kind of fun.
Yeah. Like, I was kind of like, no. Okay, maybe. But yeah, so, anything else?
Not really. I think we said everything that needs to be said.
Alright, so let's just go on to trailers then. The first trailer we got was for the trailer for The Hate You Give.
Yeah.
I think it looks fine.
I don't know, something about it just felt a little... I get what they're going for, but I kind of got... Something about it felt a little melodramatic and not in a good way. That was the vibe I got, and also the fact that...
I don't know, not to me personally. I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah. Also, it doesn't help that, like, everyone's kind of rallying around a kid that did something incredibly stupid.
Me and Howard agreed on that point, too. That's still, though.
It's like, I get the point that they're making, and it's understandable because, like, there are instances where that's happened at the same time. I was going to say,
that's pretty reflective of real life right now, dude.
At the same time, kid, it's like, stay there. I'm going to leave this place and grab something in the car.
Yeah.
It's like, no, kid, you are a dumbass.
Yeah. Anyway, then the next one was Home to Transylvania 3. We talked about it.
which also looks stupid.
I mean, granted, I didn't hate the second one,
but it's just like I know the bar that's been set. It's like it's not a good one.
Mm-hmm. Then we got House of the Clocks. This is one we haven't talked about before. It's the Jack Black movie.
Oh yeah. The House of the Clock That Ticks or something. The House of the Ticking Clock or Clock That Ticks.
I just thought it was the House of the Clocks, but something along those lines.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It looks like it could be fun. I mean, nothing special, but what was he said? Inoffensive?
I mean, it looks like Sorcerer's Apprentice from a few years ago.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. I saw that name, John Turtletop. I'm trying to remember which movie it was that... Oh! The Meg! That was the same director. Which we also got the trailer for, which you've also talked about to death.
Yeah, I keep seeing that trailer everywhere now. It's kind of up there with Fallout, where I'm just kind of like, alright, let's just see the fucking movie now, please.
Well, at least with Fallout, we got a new trailer.
I feel like more behind-the-scenes stuff than an actual trailer. Just seeing like, hey guys, Tom Cruise is fucking nuts!
Yeah.
And I was...
Yeah, you want real stunts? Here he is! He's doing those stunts himself! He's risking his life! It's like... Go on.
The next one's gonna be Mission Impossible. Nope, he didn't die in this one either. Between this and the fucking helicopters.
Yeah. Mission Impossible. We're just following Tom Cruise around now.
And then, yeah, that was the Meg. And then Mission Impossible we already talked about. And then...
Yeah, which was cool to see new stuff, because it was like an exclusive XD thing. And that they're focusing on the, like the motorcycle chase in Italy or something like that, which is kind of neat. And how he's just like, yeah, he basically just said, screw the safety harness, I want to get in there and just go as fast as I can.
That's gonna be such a headache for the director and the stunts crew. It's awesome that he does it, but everyone else is like, you fucking idiot, let the stunt people do it, they train for the shit.
It's like, oh, I can't watch it.
Like, every time. Because, again, like, I think directors hate it when, like, the actors actually do it, because they're like, no, if you get hurt, we can't film the movie!
Well, I think with Tom Cruise, he's one of those few exceptions, kind of like Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what, no, these guys are shown dedication, and they're willing to put the work to learn the stuff.
Yeah, still, though.
Yeah.
I can't imagine, like, a lot of them are huge fans, but then we got Dumbo.
Not looking forward to that one either. It's like, it looks interesting, but I know that that's just the trailer thing, and we all know it's just gonna suck.
Look at my elephant. It's flying, you guys.
Pardon me, I need to blow my elephant trunk.
Look at my flying fucks. Oh, look, they're gone. I have none left to give.
But,
fuck.
Because, I mean,
fuck that noise.
We all remember what happened the last time Tim Burton did a Disney adaptation, just saying.
I'm not even sure it's Tim Burton's entire fault. I said entire.
Based on what I can figure, it was mostly his fault.
Still a dumb idea to begin with. I don't know. It really depends on whose idea was it to make Alice in Wonderland a movie with a story.
That was him.
That was him? Okay,
yeah, that's why I said it was mostly his fault.
Yeah, then it's Tim Burton's fault. Alright.
Because he talked about how it's like he didn't like the incoherence and wanted to actually give it some. It's like...
Of all people to not like the incoherence! Dude, you made Beetlejuice!
There was still coherence to that.
Ish.
Like, they created rules. There was the whole...
Not much! I watched it recently. I liked that movie, but it kind of made shit up as it went along.
Yeah, but at least they found a way to kind of like make it work, whereas literally the whole point of Alice in Wonderland was that it was a drug trip.
I know that. I'm saying, like, I just think he'd be okay with not giving a shit about rules.
You would think that.
But... well, now he's doing Dumbo, so fucking hooray. Speaking of weird remakes that don't need to exist.
The Nutcracker.
The Nutcracker in the Four Realms, because suddenly it's a fucking Narnia movie. It's not even far off. It's either a Narnia movie or some weird Adventure Time reboot. Because there is a Candy Kingdom.
Yeah. And a Flower Kingdom and another kingdom that I really don't remember. It just...
Why does this exist?
I'm not sure.
Why does it exist? I'm so
sad.
sad.
Doesn't really necessarily look bad per se. It just doesn't look...
It just looks so painfully unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Mission Impossible 4 we already talked about. Not
Yeah.
4. What are we on? 6
Fallout,
now?
so 6.
Yeah. Which, that comes out soon, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
I want to buy them all! And by all, I mean all but 2.
Oh, you mean Mission Impossible?
Yeah.
I was like,
the second Mission Impossible.
Of the trailers? I actually threw scared. Yeah. Which two wouldn't you buy? Just the second one?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like two.
Yeah,
like
no,
two
I meant the
individual.
number 2, not the quantitative.
We're tired. We need to wrap this up.
Yeah,
All right.
go home and sleep.
So, yeah, so I think it's it.
I'm
So
hungry again now that I think about it.
that's a you problem, sir.
Yes, it is.
All right, so again, final thoughts for Ant-Man and the Wasp.
A lot of fun. Go see it.
Yep. So glad we got to do this one early. So I don't have to worry about next week. So next week I'm gonna catch up on Sicario, and then we got to see the first Purge. So
Yeah, Sicario, we got to do that sooner than later because I got a film shoot next, which I was already telling you about.
Well, if you're free early next week, we can just knock it out.
I think I am.
We'll figure it out.
Wait. No, I will. Maybe Wednesday.
I can do Wednesday.
Cool.
All right. Well, in the meantime, thank you guys for watching. See you later.
See ya.